Hello and welcome to the Tradie Business School podcast. My name is Barry William Madlady. Today I'm joined by the amazing Miranda Hill, and we're going to be speaking about the clean slate strategic planning model. If you're growing a trades business and wanting to increase your profit, increase your purpose, or increase your productivity, you've come to the right place. Miranda, how you doing today?
Hey, I am great. So excited. I love these conversations. I love that we always set out with somewhere we're going to go, and we always end up meandering along. We're not meandering, but we've got purpose, and we go places and down some rabbit holes and discover some great things. You know, this is such a great conversation. It's like, if I had my time again, what would I do differently in business?
Yeah, this thing that we've now labelled the clean slate strategic planning model came about for me about 4 or 5 years ago when I was experiencing a lot of pain in my coaching business, and I just couldn't work out what to do or where to go. Nothing seemed to be working. I was having a lot of problems, and I remember my partner at the time said, "Look, like, for God's sake, just get out of the house, go for a walk on the beach, take your journal, write your thoughts down and come back when you're ready to have a civil conversation again." Because I was unlivable to be around. And I went and sat by the beach and I scribbled like just all the noise and all the stuff down in my head to where I felt like almost a space of having a clean slate. And then this question came out of nowhere. And it was like, if I had my time again, like knowing everything that I know now, if I was to start this business today from scratch, with the knowledge of the past, how would I create it? Like, would it still look the same? Would I still be doing what I'm doing? Or would it be something else? So it's a chance to write the slate clean. And there's two parts. There's this planning, but then there's how do we now merge the plan with the fact that we do have an existing business that's got stuff going on that might not look like what this new plan is.
Yeah, so it's like you got to step out and then step back in.
Yeah.
And I love what also too came up there was, it's almost like people always say hindsight is an amazing thing. And so this is how you can sort of not go, oh God, hindsight. It's like, wow, how can I leverage hindsight by stepping out of my business for a little bit and looking at it going, if I could do it all again, knowing what I know now, what would be different? And I know there's a couple of steps that you came up with in this, wasn't there, Barry?
Yeah, there's a couple of models you can use. You can use all of them or you can use one of them. And there's two that I want to share. The first one is the stop, start, continue model. Like if you were to write down a list of everything that's going on in your business right now, right? Everything that's working, everything that's not working, just brain dump everything, right? Straight away, you're going to feel better because it's not going around in your head trying to make sense. It's like out in front of you. And because it's in front of you, we're seeing it through a different perspective, right? When it's in our head, it's auditory digital, it's AD, it's internal dialogue. When we write it down, we're able to see it visually. Automatically, our brain starts to process the information differently, right? Pro tip. So straight away, if you're ever experiencing a problem, write that shit down. And the pro tip is you'll start processing it differently. But with all these things written down, I like to then go on. I'm very visual, get 3 fluoro markers, a green, a red, and an orange, right? Traffic light colors.
Yep.
And I go and highlight everything in red that I want to stop. Everything that I'm not happy with, that's not working, that's not moving me close to where I want to go. I then go and highlight everything in yellow or orange that I want to continue, right? Everything that I think is working, it is doing well, right? Then I want to start writing things down with the green marker that I want to start doing, right? What are the things, the ideas that I've had that I like, oh, I should do that one day. What are the things that I want to start doing? And often these are things that are quite intuitive. They're things that come from our heart or intuition or our gut instinct that for whatever reason we've had these ideas, but we've just never had the time or taken action on it. So we have a visual of, okay, we're going to stop this stuff. It's not working. We're going to continue doing the stuff because it's working. It's kind of moving the boat in the right direction. But then there's this stuff we're going to start to implement because we think it could make the changes required to see our business jump to the next level.
That's where we bring in the hindsight, the looking back, the gathering up of all the lessons. It's like a reflection time where it's like, oh, okay, I might have applied a different time frame to this. Maybe I would have applied some structure and some goals to this, maybe I would have backed myself more in that moment. Maybe I would have, not procrastinated. Who's done that before? Procrastinated. I can hear everyone nodding now, listening. Procrastinated, or just avoided. Avoidance is a big one we often talk about with clients. Is there's a general avoidance, and what we resist persists. And so all of those things you look back on, and it's interesting. I love the green marker, and the colors are so important. You can use any colors, but I love that because what I can see existing in that space that you've put called green is ideas, is opportunities, is could be's, is possibility. It's a possibility space. Which when you create a space for that, all sorts of ideas can go down. And, I would add to it that none of the things that you write in that space have to be, if I write it down, I have to do it. Give yourself permission to create, give yourself permission to just go for it and write anything down. There is no ridiculous. And then you can look at you can bring your rational brain in a little bit later.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I honestly believe hindsight's one of the greatest teachers. Yet for so many years, Miranda, I was just so focused on looking forwards and noticing the gap of where I wanted to be and where I perceived that I was, and just hustling and working hard and doing big hours. I never took time to stop, right? Yeah. And it was later in business that I was forced to stop through burnout, that I actually got the greatest lessons. And that was when things started to explode for me. And now I'm a massive advocate of forcing our clients to actually stop and have time off. Yeah. And there's the perception that if we stop and have time off, we won't tick those things off our to-do list. We'll let down Mrs. Smith. Cash will stop coming in. It's bullshit. It's in your head, right? Yeah. Those moments that we stop are more profitable than the ones that you're on the tools.
Yeah, profitable, productive, whatever they are. I just did it the other day. I was like, I had that much to do, so much stuff. And I was like, sense in this moment, I've got to walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away. And then you use that reflection and that new energy and come back, and it very much shifts things and changes things. So you can do it in micro moments and you can do it in bigger moments. What I would add is, and I have met clients like this who spend too much time looking backwards. And if you spend too much time in hindsight and in reflection and looking backwards, then really what you're doing is, I've got to watch out for all the things I've learned from the past, all the mistakes, and there's a lot of fear tied up in that. There's a lot of fear tied up, and I don't want to recreate those mistakes again. If that's you possibly, or perhaps has been you, or somebody like that, then what you're getting is somebody that is looking at their past with their back towards their future. Mm. And you can't do that. You're missing opportunity, you're missing moving forward. So turn and look backwards, reflect, and then turn and face your future.
Yeah, I think it's 80-20. I think 20% is that feedback. And feedback is not just looking at the past, but it's looking at the past and analysing how we can take the lessons from the past to learn to implement the future. 80% is moving forwards.
Yeah, there's bringing a conscious element to the looking back rather than the subconscious. I'm not even realising I'm living my life looking at my past, living in fear that the past will replay, denying myself my future in the process.
Yeah. There's one other model I want to share around this clean slate strategic planning model. And this is actually something that I created for my relationship. So I used to think business was hard until I started getting into serious relationships, and then realized that business was actually quite easy compared to serious relationships. Everyone, I feel, is born with different growth opportunities, and mine was certainly intimate relationships. And it wasn't until I kind of met my fiance that I was like, why don't we treat relationships like businesses? Now, hear me out. For all of you that are listening right now, probably the ladies are like, what is this guy on? Think about it. Think about how much time and energy we invest into running a great business. We have our vision, where we want to go, our mission, our values. We have meetings to make sure that we're on the same page. We measure our KPIs, right? And we're looking to create profitability. We're looking to create growth. Like, imagine investing even a fraction of that time and some of those same principles into our intimate relationship, how thriving our relationships would be. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I've got 2 kids. we're experiencing an immense amount of change this last 2 years, right? For me, everything going on with the pandemic, as well as opening up multiple businesses and equity in other businesses and kids moving to Bali and new partners, all this other stuff going on. So I was like, what can I implement into my relationship that can help my relationship grow as it is a business, or as it was a business, could be a business? And one thing we started doing is weekly check-ins. So every week, me and my partner get a nanny in, get the kids mine, and we go out 5 o'clock on a Wednesday and we get back maybe 9 o'clock. Once a month, we go away for 3 days and we get a sitter in, they mind the kids, and we go away for 3 days. And in this time, we chat about life, we chat about each other, where we're at, what's working, what's not working, where we're stuck, kids, opportunities. And they have been the most profound conversations of my life in terms of what we've been able to reflect on to bring back into daily life and see everything grow for the better. Now, we came up with a set of 3 questions that we ask every week, and it's what's working. So I'll take time to go, okay, Kate, what's working for me right now in our relationship is this. Like, I'm feeling so supported when you ask me this, or when you do this, or when you allow me to surf in the morning and get the kids ready for school. What's not working for me is, hey, like, I'm noticing I'd like some more intimacy, or hey, I'm noticing that I'm not quite getting enough time with you. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed with work and kids. I want more time with you. And then what I want more of is, hey, like, I'm really loving surfing in the morning. I'd like if I could surf a bit more or go away, right? And then she will just listen and she will reflect back what she's heard. Barry, what I'm hearing you saying is X, Y, Z. Is this right? Yep, great. I think I can do that. Well, you know what? Actually, no. Like, I think you're surfing enough right now. I can't provide more time for you to surf. Great. There's a conversation about it. There's a common agreement. Then it's her turn. Now, us going through and having these conversations allowed us to keep working to where, like, I just wanted to be happy. Like, I want to support her in any way, shape possible to be happy. At the same time, I want to support myself and ask for what I want too. And that's allowed our relationship to grow. Now, side conversation, but bringing this back into the clean slate strategic planning model is go to your team and have a conversation with your team and ask your team, hey guys, what do you think's working in the business right now? Because all your team will be seeing different elements of the business that you're not seeing, right? What's not working right now? What do you see? Where do we suck? What's not working? Again, everyone's going to have a different perspective. And then what do you want more of? Like, what do we want more of in the company? If you have this conversation, whether it be weekly or monthly, and you take on board the feedback and adapt, you will have a phenomenal and inspired team and culture and a thriving business. I guarantee it.
I love that so much. Like, the side conversation, they're so powerful within our relationships. And I do believe that even if, all the listeners today even just took that away and went and had those conversations with their loved ones, partners, family members, then as an individual, then they will be, and I know you'll all feel more fulfilled, more connected, all of those things, which will influence you as a business owner. It has to. We're whole human beings. Bringing it back into business, it's this building a relationship with you in your business. Between you as business owner and your business. Maybe you've got a business partner. Wow, what a powerful conversation to have regularly with a business partner or somebody key in your business, with your team, whoever that is. It is that relationship and asking those questions, so powerful. Stop, start, continue. What's working, what's not working, or what do I want more of? And doing it in a structured way. Like, I love how you've planned that out. You've set the time because that stops busy getting in the way.
Kate resisted. I'm going to admit, when I talked about having regular scheduled date nights, she resisted. She's like, no, I'd like things to be more in the flow. And I was like, but it's not working, babe. Like, we're not getting the time. We're not dropping in. It's all over the place. I get it. But just trust me on this and go with it. And now she wouldn't be without it.
Yeah. Because, someday, soon, tomorrow is not a plan.
We get busy.
We're busy. And that's the business owner, the entrepreneurial trait. Well, there's 9 days in a week, and we try and pack in 11, and that's the way it goes. So planning that in so important, and the power of those questions.
I'm passionate about this, and I look back, and if my relationships had some of the structure and the juice and the inspiration that I have now, I would have succeeded a lot more in business because I would have felt a lot more supported. I would have felt a lot more understood. And I know this is a common thing amongst many of our clients, Miranda, that they don't feel supported or understood by their partner. They're off working all day and they get home and fight because their partner's like, well, you've had time to yourself all day, I've been here with the kids and blah, 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 blah. So I'd like to record an episode on this. For me, what's working is I'm loving recording these episodes. I'm loving the feedback from you guys. So I'm going to ask, if you are listening to these and you are getting value, let us know. And you can let us know a number of ways. Reach out to us on Instagram, on Facebook, through the contact page of our website, or even more, I would really appreciate jumping onto Amazon, jumping onto iTunes and leaving us a review. Let us know that you're loving the episodes. Let us know what you want more of, and we will absolutely do everything we can to support you guys and produce that for you for free.
Absolutely. Send us ideas. We always come up with things we love to talk about. And if you send us ideas, we will be straight on that. Super excited. Would love to hear from you. But we'll leave this episode for now, and we will catch you again soon. Thank you so much, everybody, wherever you are, for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.